she can keep basic attack to death, then I think they're like, you know what, we can go for Freya again. If the fourth pick, whatever it is, has 0 crowd control, then yeah, maybe Freya. If not, maybe something like a Terizla would be a better option just to be a tanky frontline.
Okay.
Moskov banned.
Yeah.
So we won't see that.
And we also don't know if like SRG are considering...
Wait, honestly, another pick, one of Cram's favorite is the Lapu.
Yeah.
I feel like it is going to be good enough still. And there's a potential for a pick like a Sora where I can see how they're going to play is someone goes in, please kill Eudora fast. Once Eudora's out of the picture, it's a bit safer for the Link to come in. So they have two options. Either have a tank to absorb all the damage or kill the Eudora so fast that the Link can just clean up.
Yeah, and we also don't know if SRG...
Someone loves you, Brigida, but that's every day, bro.
It's Brigado. It was Brigado.
Brigado?
That's probably not me. I'm just kidding.
Games on the Harith.
Yes, thank you very much. But going back, it's going to be another Harith for Kozen, and we don't know if, again, SRG might want to consider a double fighter setup as well, since the Freya is still open, as you've mentioned. So there's a possibility they go for that in gold, and then another hero in EXP if they just want to play around the Ling for Cram, and that just makes them a lot more team fight heavy as well. That's just gonna help them execute much more of the maybe creative angles that you were talking about earlier, Lafel. But a lot of the other marksmen are also still available nonetheless if they want to consider that. But I'm really considering a Freya potential here.
Okay. Innocent had a great game one. Set the tone.
Oh.
Yu Zhang.
Yu Zhang coming in the EXP
And
as well as a Clint. Okay, I'm going to go very fast for this one. This means Pro Esport, if they pick up a tank in the EXP, they will lose. Yu Zhang's great in lane, but more devastating in terms of turtle fights, team fights, anything in the river, he will be able to dive in, stop them. The anti-CC that Yu Zhang has helps him a lot. And Clint, if he gets going, the burst is going to be so high. There's a chance that Hirara won't be able to get into the iframes and just die instantly.
Isn't this also just like one of the best ways to deal with the Eudora? You just fly around the Eudora and you don't care about the threat of getting stunned as long as you're still in your dragon form. So
trying to stun me when I'm...
Yeah.
Although, honestly, that should have higher effect because Yu Zhang's high in the sky. So lightning should be more effective. But
True. You're actually closer.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's the Freya.
Okay. So I think they got to answer so much here. Laning-wise, Clint into the Harith and then the Yu Zhang into the back lines. But
I gotta say, Rain, this is a draft that's hard for me to call because the win condition is not like rock, paper, scissors. This is very like you need a lot of context about what happens in the game. So it's going to be difficult for me to call this one.
Yeah, so probably one of those down to execution type of scenarios. As cliche as it sounds, it might be the way to go as we head into game number 3.
Well, as it should be, with two teams fighting to advance here. One to go elimination side, one to keep their dreams alive with a chance to advance with one more win. Let's see what happens here as we go to game 3 of our first series of Group B.
As we jump on into this match point for either side, and I gotta agree with the table here. It is a tough game to call as both compositions are distinct in what they want to do, but most importantly, it changes and fluctuates depending on the game state, and each one of these phases is going to be devastating for those who give first blood.
Let's be honest, all 3 games have been a tough game to call. It has been a coin flip back and forth between these 2 teams. I do feel like SRG, there's a lot on the line of how is Innocent going to do on this Clint. Yes, sometimes the Clint can be an amazing pick, but for me, I worry that there's just not enough of a box around him, and he could be an easy target for Pro Esports.
I think he's going to be the main anchor of the team. He's going to be coming in the last person to show up. I think it's going to be Cram who has to somehow zone out Saw to keep him outside of that area, and the rest of the team need to figure out how to deal with Sorry, I'm Felix, because let me tell you, that Vengeance is going to buy him like 3 seconds worth of time, and that could be like anywhere between 6 to 19 auto attacks.
Very, very fair at that. Both teams, though, taking it slow here. Nobody going for the big invades. You do see Yums kind of checking out Orange Buff to at least figure out the pathing of Coily here, but nobody trying to overextend. It is game 3. It is a lot on the line right now.
A lot on the line. I love the pull yourself together coming out from Sa. He understands. I'm willing to trade flickers, but most importantly, if I catch somebody without theirs, it's game over for them. And I like the fact that Pro have adjusted, right? They didn't get super aggressive in the mid stages of the game. And more importantly, for the mid lane, they want SRG to kind of walk out here. They've already figured out the jungle pathing of where Sakai's is going to be with the help of Cinco de Pepe, and he's made sure he knows, okay, he started on orange buff. They're going to show back up on this turtle side again, so level 4s are going to be key.
Good poke from Innocent there. Is forced to use the Revitalize. The Rejuvenation. On the boss side, Turtle will be up. Sakai's going to look for any angle in, but again, both teams just taking things so slow. It's so different compared to what we saw previously.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Speak of the devil, though, a lot of damage onto Yumes. Yumes taking out first blood into the hands of Coily. Basaw's going to fall next as Stormy finds a kill. Sakai's looking for a target, but forced to run away. Pro Esports taking domination over the pit. Cram drops as well. 2 members down inside of SRG. Skies isn't done just yet. Coily low. Stormy keeping vision. Yumes back to the party. Doesn't have Fist Crack available to him. He's still level 3. So we can't get a big playoff. Sorry, and Phoenix zoning them away as Pro Esports takes the first turtle.
They tried to drag this out as long as possible, and really unfortunate for Cram, right? He finds the initial assist, but unfortunately he can't keep fighting forever when there's so much CC on the opposite side. Unlucky for Stormy, wasn't able to get the steal the Wrath of the Dryads fast enough to buy him those precious few seconds to get a little bit more out of his Shah Residue passive. In the meantime, though, this first turtle already in the hands of Pro, a very slight lead, but the lane states hasn't really changed too much. Maybe for Sari and Felix, but for everybody else, it's pretty neutral.
Sari and Felix just consistently rotating up to this mid. We can already see the slight aggression. They smelled blood. They're looking for maybe a little something more here. Cram hanging out in lane. But I mean, that's kind of the plan, right? You wait until the objectives, and that's when you want to use that Black Dragon. Whereas when you're on this Freya, you want to move around a bit more. You have the ability to do that.
Yeah, the lane states are so important, especially like manipulating these waves. Cram understands if he hard shoves this, there's a good chance that Sariam Felix, if he's there at the right time, he's able to kind of freeze him out and will always take a negative trade against him if he's next to his tower.
Oh, Coily walks right into it. Danger has struck. Sakai's gets the kill.
Beautiful and intelligent invade here. They knew for a fact he was going to show up, knowing that he started on the top side of the map. So this was all pre-planned by SRG, and also not to mention the fact that they've denied information. On the top side, nothing much is going to be happening here, right? Like, we're expecting both teams to get more aggressive, but I think the lane states are by far too important to disrupt.
You know, you would think Pro has maybe learned the lesson a little bit. SRG has loved coming down to this bot lane. They love that tri-bush, but it looks like Pro loves Stormy. They're looking for the target. Sorry, and Felix needs one more hit. He finally gets it. Consistently finding moments to get an advantage.
Every single time. And luckily for Sariam Felix, he's not wasting much. He's just going. He wants a whole priority, doesn't mind sacrificing. Oh!
Nice Fist Crack, doesn't fully commit though. Knows he wasn't able to get more than one.
That's a Black Dragon form. I think they just have to give this up unless Cram makes a super play where he petrifies 3.
Cram is looking for it. Unable to connect though. Sariam Felix connected himself. Will get knocked up, but it's just to make sure Cram can get away. Pro Esports moves on to the turtle as Sakai's points his eyes elsewhere.
All right, that was expected here. It was going to be a no contest no matter what. Yuma's made an attempt, and unfortunately, that's going to be the signal to back away. But Sariam Felix is becoming a little bit of a problem. He's starting to take more control over his side of the map, making it more difficult for people like Sakai's to even take his regular camps.
All right, so Pro Esports with good control over the rotations, good control over the map. Sariam Felix seems to be a step ahead of Cram. We saw this in game number 1 though. SRG just needed to wait for that mid state so they can start working together, start overpowering as a team. Right now they're still playing a very split up game. Do we think that moment's going to happen around the 7-8 minute mark when some of those second items start really locking in?
I think it depends on who gets this upcoming turtle, right? If they can deny Sakai... Oh!
A lot of damage onto Yumes. Saw able to get the kill. Sakai's wants to try to dash into the backside, but he's unable to connect. The stuns are just too much. The stiff arms are always there. Tempest Blades comes down. Maybe a bad play. The re-engage is there. Coily locks in. Diving under the tower. Finding Innocent. Stormy Just look at Coily, doesn't want to stop.
No, they're so good at extending their leads, but it's still going to be flying clouds, right? They will be able to get back into their base, into the fountain, and immediately start heading back to where they need to be. They can respond fast, and Pro recognizes this, right? Luckily, we're seeing how fast with the hand cams, how quick these people are playing. But let's look at this one more time, because again, it's really coming down to how hard can we punish Yums. We take away the trigger man, and the rest of the weapon just doesn't fire anymore.
Yeah, and Cinco de Pepe, PPPPP, whatever you want to call him, the guy has been on fire, always catching Yums. And it's not just this game. We saw it before, even on the game that they lost. This Belleric has been a nuisance overall. It makes it so hard for SRG to want to engage.
Yeah, and worse yet, now we're seeing the infection starting to bleed out from that EXP lane. Small camps getting taken away, and now they fight.
A lot of damage onto Stormy. Stormy not able to get away. Sorry, and Felix with an Valkyrie descent, but in the back lines, guys trying to make up for the loss of his teammates, but he's unable to do anything in the face of Pro Esports. Cram falls next, and Pro Esports lead this game with 5,000 gold. It's nothing but innocent left.
They can't do anything about it. The peel is too good, and if SRG makes the first move, it's going to be Pro who finishes it. As they take this T2, let's look at this fight one more time, because again, this is a terrible position for SRG. They want to have a traditional front to back. Innocent doesn't have as much mobility now that he's playing Clint, instead of having something as good as a Harith or even a Moskov, or more importantly, the Claude.
Yeah, they keep getting disconnected. It's no longer a front to back, is it a front and back, because someone else is standing in between them. And at that point, once they're split up, Stormy gets taken out. Sakai's already committed to the backside, which means he's going to get taken out because he's got no backup from his team. SRG is getting intersected every time.
It's starting to look like a bit of bullying, right? You know, he's coming into and stealing the meat from your sandwich, leaving you with only 2 pieces of bread and nothing good in the middle. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. We need to start seeing the third item start to come on through. Unfortunately for Cram, not even the second item has been completed, so he hasn't been able to sustain as hard as he wants to. And there, the Wrath of the Dryads is out. This might be the signal.
SRG isn't going to force it, though. I don't think they can force it right now.
No, the IMU got wasted, took the Xammen Force, did not get the Wrath of the Dryads there. They're just going to have to let this happen.
Sakai's at least on top side looking for some play on the map. They haven't taken a single tower yet. So not only is it a huge gold lead, it is a huge map lead for Pro Esports. Sorry, I'm Felix, 2-0-3. The man has been a monster on this Freya.
It really has. And the worst part is that they have no real... Oh!
Big stun, a lot of damage on a Stormy. Cram takes it as well. Coily untouched, unfazed. Another tower should drop here. Pro Esports relentless.
This is disgusting. Like, Sa can do this forever. This is such an impressive play style. 80 seconds to 103. That's a 23-second difference just because he has pull yourself together. And Sa's going to do it again. He's going to keep repeating this process, targeting Stormy to make sure that they don't have any form of counter engage, because Yums is the only one who's allowed to walk forward.
So do we think we're regretting the Ling pick up front? Maybe should they have gone for something else? I feel like at this point, the Harar or the Ling, it's an even trade no matter what. No matter what, you get one of them. Maybe you can start prioing something else. Or is Pro Esports just outplaying in a general sense?
I think it's outplay, and I think they were thinking, I wish we had Lapu, but here we go.
Guys, looking for a way into the backside. Coily still able to get it once again. Sakai's looking for the steal. At least they don't lose any members. They still have a holy defense in the mid and the bot. This could be defendable still against Pro Esports.
That was a difficult contest here, especially for Sakai's. Despite the Bladed Tempest, right now he is 2 levels down to Hirara and has plenty of base damage just to kind of go above and beyond the retribution numbers that we're seeing so far. And now that SRG backed all the way into the corner, we're seeing a repeat of game number 1, but this time for Pro.
Skies continues to play the off lanes while his team defends. The holy defense will be in the mid side for when this Lord comes. Meaning Pro Esports may not be able to get a full push in.
Cancel the recall.
Is this the 1v1?
He's got to cancel the recall. Ooh. There we go. That's it. That's what Coily has been doing all game. Oh, you're going to recall in a very dangerous spot. I'm going to waste another 5 seconds of your life. And these 5 seconds have been stacking up already.
Seal play on the top side. Cinco to Pepe, looking for a target. Cram forced to back off.
Okay.
Wrath the Dryad has not come out just yet. He's holding on to it. He finally pops it. A lot of damage on Humes. Dive into the backside. Kuzin gets the kill. Sakai's into the backside as well. Tempest of Blades comes down. Unable to find any target. Sakai just can't secure it as Coily gets it with barely a sliver of health. 2 members drop on the side of SRG, but they do defend their inhibitors.
It's down to the wire. It's down to 1 HP. That makes the difference in Pro. Unfortunately, it was a good play. At SRG, they had the answer, but they didn't have the economic lead to make it work.
Honestly, though, the fact that they lost no inhibitors is still huge. I might rather want to lose 2 of my team members than lose that off lane. Lord is going to be up soon. Macro is going to be important. Where we are at in this game right now.
We are at quite a difficult moment for SRG because now, at the very least, they're willing to throw bodies for these inhibitors. They don't want to be put in a forced mistake scenario, but at the same time, they clearly don't have enough numbers to finish off the correct targets. I think the only person they can really jump on is Sa. Kozin, he's vulnerable for the next 30 seconds, but by the time the Lord actually spawns, he's going to get the Purify up again.
It's Pro Esports. I think at this point they just continue to take it slow, or is there a clock eventually ticking for SRG? Because I still am on the board that SRG is not completely out since they didn't lose any inhibitors.
That's a good question.
It's comfortable, right? The map isn't, it's not like what we saw in game 1 where Pro had 0 inhibitors. It's going to be hard to fight for a Lord. The possibility is still slightly there.
It is. Thank you, Zipper, for pulling it up. Already 1 step ahead of me here. But yes, 3 items already done, but I don't know how they're going to take advantage of the Sky Piercer. This might have been a little bit of a mistake on Innocent's part, but at the same time, I think it's a lot of faith as well. The rest of the team is like, we will put them at 1 HP. If you had Sky Piercer just a little bit earlier and you could auto-attack them, that would have been a 2-for-2 trade. So at this stage, my hands are up here. I'm praying that SRG can find that angle, but Pro, they have not made this easy.
Look at this position from Humes right now. They're definitely going to try to fight for this Lord. Look for a cheeky back. They do not know. It's a very clean position. Nobody checked the bush on the side of Pro Esports. He's going to come into the backside. Conceal play. Can he target down? Humes looking for Sakai gets the Lord in a big fist crack. But Pro Esports hasn't fallen just yet. Saw drops as SRG tries to get away with the steal of their life. The steal of this game. Coily low. Stormy shuts him down. SRG have flipped the table.
And they've done it. They've done it. I thought they were going to play for the fight, but unfortunately, Hume said, no, we are going to go straight for Coily. They lock him down. The iframes are good, but it's not over just yet. Kozin!
Stormy tries to do something, unable to do it. Kuzin. Koizin?
I don't know. Kozin slapped him. Just a big backhand to Stormy saying, no. This is not over just yet. We're dominating this game, and we're going to try and run away with it.
SRG just one play.
One play.
We were talking about it. It wins the clock ticking. They didn't need a clock. They just needed Humes in a beautiful position coming in from the backside. Sakai's finally able to get a neutral objective under his belt in game number 3. And now they are knocking on the door of Pro Esports.
I can't believe both Cram and Humes technically survived that. They used everything to try and disrupt Coily from actually taking away this Lord. And SRG knew that if this next Lord falls into Pro Esports' hands, there's a pretty good chance this game ends in the next 4 minutes. But now they've bought themselves some time. The investment has been worth it, and we are getting to the end game. Now that we're at 44K to 47, despite a 2.5K lead for Pro, Sakai's alongside with Innocent have completed all of their core items.
Man, they didn't check that bush. They didn't check that bush. I've seen that bush be used against teams that I like in my own favor. Nice fist crack, though, does come in. Koizin takes a little bit of damage.
It's
Black
good.
Dragon.
It's good.
The Petrified. Koizin goes down. Sakai's able to get the kill. The response, though, comes in from Coily. The iframes just aren't enough. Cram falls. He's able to find it. Sekai's with a double under his belt. It's a brawl. As sorry, I'm Felix just tries to get away, but Coily finds Stormy and ties it up. It's 3 for 2. Pro Esports definitely not out of this.
The push and pull was good from SRG, but Pro said, I got one better. Really unfortunate for Sakai. He was willing to die to trade off. Let's look at the replay one more time, because this did not work out the way that Pro wanted to. And all of a sudden, with the counter engage coming in from not only Humes, but forcing Pepe, to drop down that Wrath of the Dryads, really turned the fight in SRG's favor. But here's the problem. After everybody continuously fought for this long, the big play came down to when Sakai's ended up going down after Bellerin caught him with the taunt before he goes. Then, how do you deal with a Freya? You can't deal with that fully scaled up Freya, man.
Man, I think the whole crowd right now is on the edge of their seats. We are on the edge of our seats.
Everybody's praying. They're praying for their teams, hoping there's a God out there to give them some strength, because 7-15 so far, and Pro has not been able to put the final tombstone on SRG.
And everyone still has inhibitors.
Yeah.
Meaning, honestly, this could go another Lord after this. If this is just a clean Lord take where nobody loses too much, this could still go a little bit farther. Pro Esports is going to start it up. Cram does have Black Dragon. We're going to wait for that one. Yumes as well with the fist crack.
Here we go.
Green dots everywhere. Sakai's into the backside, please. Wait a second. A lot of damage. He gets it once again. And the damage comes down onto Saw. Yumes trying to get away with his life as Cram holds the rest of the team back. Masari and Felix won't make it against Sakai's.
Oh my goodness, Cram, despite everything that he absolutely tried, the dashes from Coily, he played it perfectly. I-frame to dodge, manages to slip past, and even then, it wasn't good enough. If they can hold on for just a little bit longer and protect an inhibitor, maybe there's an opportunity, but I don't think it's going to show right now. Here they come, because Kozen, he still has that Zaman Force.
He does have the Zaman's Force. Pepe's low though. Crash will come in. Zaman's Force drops. Cram taken out. Coily's going for more. Dashes in, does miss. Has to get out of the base. Taken out. Innocent with the shutdown. Into the backside. Sakai's falls. Koizen. The kid's on fire.
He's on fire. Pepe managed to flicker out just in time before the ammunition was about to dome him. Oh my goodness. I don't know who's going to win this game, but by God, this has been the most fierce competition we've seen so far. Stormy now finishing off that Holy Crystal for the sake of the extra little bit of damage. You notice that every single time both teams interact, so many people walk away with 1 HP, despite Sky Piercers being in play.
I feel like honestly with that last Lord push, all Pro really needed to get was an inhibitor out of it. You only had 3 members. You're up against the Clint and a lot of just siege defense potential. The fact that they were able to get the inhibitor is a good start. But like I said, we're going to another Lord. Pro Esports still has inhibitor standing. SRG has gotten to the max item point almost. We're getting very close to tie game material.
All right, Zipper, I need your help. We need to know how many Thunderbelt stacks Yumes actually has. I need to know the numbers here to see how much damage he can technically take. Because so far, Kozen has been absolutely melting. Oh!
Skill play. Saw gets a stun. Cram.
It's gone.
Unable to get away. The Black Dragon comes out, but Kozen still gets him. Sakai's with a beautiful blazing duet finds Saw. But Coily's chasing him down along with Koizen. 1 for 1, Mage for EXP.
Not bad, not bad. And honestly, I think it's more worth it to get rid of Saw. Now they don't have to worry about, something getting blown out of nowhere. And the best part is by the time the Lord actually spawns, Cram is already up and ready to go in comparison to the staggered death timer coming in from Eudora on Saw on the opposite side. So if SRG want to take first position, they absolutely can. But then again, is it playing to your strengths, or do you want to be the ones who push Pro out of the scenario, right? Make them hesitate on the trigger finger.
I feel it. I think without Cram, though, it is a little hard to break through. But Sakai's either way, even without Cram, has been doing such a great job at invading that backside and slipping out so quickly. Yumes once again looking for position around this Lord. As Pro Esports play the map, are we going to see Yumes look for that back push again, and will Pro Esports check it?
Oh, I don't know. He doesn't seem to be taking that space just yet. There's no reason to. And I think from Pro's side, they've kind of set a neutral state. Top side is going to eventually turn into a slow push. Same goes for that bottom side as well. With that extra minion here, SRG need to be the ones who reveal themselves first. But if they do, that means Pro is going to start blitzing the Lord. It's a game of cat and mouse. It's about information. It's just corporate espionage at this point.
Corporate espionage. I like it. We did see Coily whittle down to that top side to get the push back. SRG are going to look for the engage. Cram hasn't used the Black Dragon just yet. Yumes there as well. Has an immortality. Can take a lot of shots. Can take the big push. Sekai's looks for an angle. Pro Esports Bring the Lord down to 10%. Sakai's hasn't made the engagements yet. He finally comes in, but Coily still gets it. Sorry, Felix backs off. Pro Esports got what they wanted. They're not going to force a fight.
No, they're not going to go any further than this. This was a dangerous position to be in, but now we see the minions pushing into the way. Stormy will respond just in time. But this is where it gets really difficult, because now we're talking about a Lord that also gives you damage reduction. Pro Esports just need to gather the troops and get ready to try and press their advantage into it, which is great for Innocent. But the question is whether or not that damage reduction is going to be more than the true damage Innocent can pump out.
It's a lot of damage from Innocent, I will be honest. Pro Esports are going to take this bottom lane, though. It's going to be a double push from both sides. Sakai's cleared the top. Going to be a little bit helpful, but he's got to get back to the base quickly.
Oh, Innocent, he's running out of ult charges here. He's still...
Oh! A lot of damage onto the bot. A lot of damage onto Cram. Cram may be able to get away from this. Black Dragon comes out looking for the re-engage. Masaria Felix still stops him. Sakai's going up against Kuzin, but Kuzin always seems to win out. Lord finally does get taken out, but Innocent is collecting heads right now. Headshot after headshot. Nobody can get away with the re-engage. He's done. The shot finally comes in, and Kuzin's got his own force back. Pro Esports up against Stormy. That'll be it against the odds, against the favorites. Pro Esports still looking for that last Canyon minion. They will take game number 3.
What an insane game to kick off day number 2 here. Cambodia finally gets the win. Obviously, both sides are tough competitors, but by God, do they